You've made a list of all of your debt and you've calculated your financial independence number. You've even made a budget and you know exactly where all of your money is going. But exactly where is it going? Do you know what 5 accounts you need for your financial game plan? Hey y'all, welcome back to Money Mondays. Today we're going to talk about the 5 types of accounts that every person needs for proper money management. And some of these accounts can be opened in as little as a few minutes right from the comfort of your phone. So let's get right into account number 1. This first type of account likely comes as no surprise. Most people are aware that they need a checking account and may even have one. However, some people are keeping way too high balances in their checking account because they don't know where else to put their money. But checking accounts should only be used for the current month's expenses. If you are currently living paycheck to paycheck, then you likely have each paycheck being direct deposited into your checking account, and then you're using those funds to pay your monthly expenses. Eventually, the goal is to get you to a point where your paychecks would be deposited across your various savings accounts, and at the first of every month, you would simply transfer over that month's budget into your checking account. This same practice would still apply even for individuals who put all of their monthly expenses on reward earning credit cards and then pay off the balance each month. You would simply just pay the balance from your checking account. The reason we don't want to keep excess money in our checking account is because checking accounts don't earn us any type of interest. If you have any type of money that can be put into savings, then we want to make sure that we are utilizing the highest rate of return that we can get depending on what those funds are used for. So that brings us to our next type of account. The second type of account that you want to have is a savings account. And I'm talking about a regular old savings account through the same bank that you have your checking account and linked to your checking account. In this type of account, you're going to want to keep the next month's budget set aside. The reason you want to have your next month's budget in your savings account at your bank is because high yield savings accounts and money markets, those types of savings accounts that are able to yield a higher rate of return typically aren't as liquid as the savings account at your bank. They may take 4 to 5 business days for the money to transfer, or might have other restrictions. And so the last thing you want to happen is for the end of the month to roll around and you simply forgot to initiate the transfer, and now it's the 1st or the 5th and rent's due, mortgage's due, bills are due, and you're still waiting for your money to transfer over. That's why it's helpful to have the funds for the next month sitting in the savings account attached to the checking account at your bank so that you can easily transfer those funds over right when you need them. If perhaps you don't want to keep that much money in a regular bank savings account, then at least make sure that you have enough funds to cover the first week or 2 of the next month. That way, while you wait for the rest of your funds to transfer over in the next month, you're able to pay those bills that are immediately due. The third type of account that you want to have is a high yield savings account. Now, this is the type of account where all your other short-term savings and emergency fund money is going to go. In high yield savings accounts, you're able to receive a much higher rate of return than you can ever get at the savings accounts that you have at your bank. Savings accounts at your bank typically yield 0.01%. So you're not making any money on your money anytime soon. High yield savings accounts, on the other hand, currently right now, my particular high yield savings account yields 0.65%. And prior to the interest rates dropping down to 0, I was earning about 1.3%. So As you can see, you're not gonna put your money in these types of accounts to save for retirement, but for your emergency fund, your sinking funds, and any additional type of short-term savings that you have, this is a great account to put your money in because 1.3% or 0.65% is much, much better than 0.01. And I made a video about this before, about how you can choose the best high yield savings account for you. Personally, I use Affirm for my high yield savings and I really enjoy them. I know that there are a lot of great options out there, so just make sure to choose one that fits what you're looking for and accommodates your needs. The fourth type of account that you should have will likely end up being more than one account. And that's because it's your retirement account. Now, if you watched my previous video, which you should have, on the 5 steps to getting your finances in order, and you've completed all 5 steps, then you already know exactly what type of retirement savings accounts your employer provides. So if you have that 401k or 403b or equivalent type of savings account, then you want to make sure that you are well on your way to getting that account opened and set up. Especially if your employer is offering an employee match, you want to make sure that at the very least, you are investing up to the employee match so that you can capitalize on those guaranteed returns on your investment that would be provided for you by the employer match. Now, if you are a business owner or you work for yourself, then the equivalent for you would be a solo 401k or a SEP IRA. Whether you are a business owner or an employee, you want to make sure that you have these types of accounts set up for yourself in order to be able to maximize the number of tax advantaged retirement accounts that you have access to. That's why, as an employee, even if your employer does not offer a match, you still want to take advantage of the employer-sponsored retirement account because that is a tax-advantaged account that you would not otherwise have access to without that employer. Outside of employer-sponsored retirement accounts, or being a business owner and being able to open up a solo 401k or a SEP IRA, your only other option for a tax advantage account actually brings me to the other type of account I want to talk about in this section, which are IRAs. There are Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs. Roth IRAs are invested with after-tax dollars and traditional IRAs are invested with pre-tax dollars. Now, if you have a 401k through your employer or you are investing in a business solo 401k or SEP IRA, then you likely have the ability to invest with pre-tax dollars. So that account is already functioning like a traditional IRA. Most people qualify for Roth IRAs because they meet the income limits. And so I'm going to focus on talking about Roth IRAs. No matter what, you want to make sure that you open a Roth IRA. They are one of the best tax advantage accounts that you can invest in. You invest with after-tax dollars and all of your money grows tax-free. And once you're in retirement, you're able to withdraw all of your money tax-free. So the only caveats are income limits as well as how much you can contribute, which is a max of $6,000 a year or $7,000 a year if you're age 50 or older as of the 2021 tax year. This is why I talk about the importance of also investing in an employer-sponsored plan or in a business plan, because if you have financial goals that require you to invest more than $6,000 a year, then you're not going to have any other tax advantaged account options if you don't use the ones provided by your employer or that are available to you as a business owner. The last thing you want to do is take your money and go invest in a taxable brokerage account where you're paying money on your gains and you're paying money on your withdrawals when you have access to a tax advantage account through your employer or through your business. So That's why for the fourth type of account, you want to make sure that you have both what's available to you based off of how you earn your income, and then also that you have a Roth IRA. Last but not least, the fifth type of account that you should have, if possible, is the Health Savings Account, or HSA. The reason I saved this one for last is because HSAs are only possible to have if you have an eligible health plan. But if you are able to get one, they are amazing. HSAs are a triple tax advantaged account. That means that you invest in HSAs with pre-tax dollars, like a traditional IRA or a 401k, but the money grows tax-free and you withdraw the money tax-free like a Roth IRA. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but what's the catch? Well, the only caveat to having your withdrawals be tax-free is that they need to be spent on qualified medical expenses. Now, you may be thinking, well, Andrea, I have no intention of being sick or needing medical treatment when I'm in retirement, so this account's going to be worthless. Oh, not necessarily. Qualified medical expenses can include anything like your eyeglasses and eye exams, getting your yearly flu shot, if you have any prescriptions, going to the chiropractor, and ladies, even feminine hygiene products and birth control. So there are a wide range of products and services that you can spend this money on that are considered to be qualified medical expenses, which makes the HSA account the fifth most important account that you should have if you have a qualified health plan. So how many of the 5 accounts do you have already? And if you don't have all of them, which ones do you still plan on opening up? Let me know down in the comments below what your plans are moving forward. If you do already have some of these accounts and you like who you do business with, let us know who you're using down below and share the wealth. I personally bank with Chase Bank. I told you I have my high yield savings account with Affirm, and my Roth IRA and rollover IRAs are with Fidelity. So let me know who you're doing business with. I love to hear about all the different companies that people are enjoying out there. Well, that's it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next Monday.